Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not just going to break down the State of AI 2025 report, we're actually going to take a cosmic tour of this brand new universe that's forming, like right in front of our eyes. So yeah, let's get into it.
And this quote right here, this is our launch pad. It just perfectly nails the moment we're in, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. The chaotic everything everywhere all at once explosion of AI that was 2023, that's kind of behind us now. What we're seeing today feels different. It's like the first photons of light are finally cutting through all that dust and gas, starting to reveal what this new cosmos is actually going to look like. So think of this explainer as your star chart. We're going to map out the galaxies that are just starting to take shape. We'll identify the major constellations of companies. And you know what? We'll even take a peek into the dark matter, all those big, fascinating, unanswered questions that are still out there, just kind of swirling around.
Okay, so first stop on our tour, we gotta identify the new stellar bodies in this universe. And what's really interesting is that it turns out not all stars are born equal. The report points to two totally distinct paths for successful AI startups.
So on one side, you've got these AI supernovas. These are the companies that have this just mind-bendingly fast, explosive growth, but it can be fragile, a little vulnerable. And then, on the other side, you've got the AI shooting stars. Now, their growth is still incredibly fast, don't get me wrong, but it's way more durable. It looks more like the legendary SaaS companies we know, just on hyperdrive.
And when we talk about supernovas, the scale is just, well, it's staggering. We're talking about an average of $125 million in revenue and just their second year of existence. That's absolutely breathtaking, but it's also a serious high-wire act, because that kind of growth often comes with some pretty shaky customer retention and razor-thin gross margins, like 25%.
A shooting star, on the other hand, is playing a totally different game. They're averaging around $3 million in their first year, but they are built on this rock-solid foundation of incredible product-market fit and really healthy 60% margins. This is the model that customers absolutely love, and it's built to last. And this is a really big deal, because it means the old playbook is kind of out the window. Remember T2D3? Triple, triple, double, double, double? Yeah, forget that. The new benchmark, the new ambitious goal for these AI shooting stars is Q2T3. Quadruple your revenue for 2 years straight, then triple it for the next 3. It's a crazy high bar, but it's actually becoming achievable for founders in this new AI era.
All right, so we've identified the stars. Now let's zoom out and start mapping the galaxies. Our next stop is a fly-through of some of the most interesting clusters that are forming all across the AI landscape.
You know, for decades, enterprise software has been all about what we call systems of record. Think Salesforce, think SAP. These are gigantic platforms that are really just designed to store data, and they were protected by these huge, deep moats of complexity and crazy high switching costs. Well, that's all starting to change.
And this is the great unlock. AI is creating a whole new category of software, systems of action. These platforms, they don't just sit on your data. They use it. They automate entire workflows, they auto-log your conversations, they help make decisions. And all of a sudden, those giant moats the incumbents had, yeah, they're starting to look like dried-up ditches. And what's powering a lot of this stuff is this really foundational bit of tech called Model Context Protocol, or MCP. The report calls it the USB-C of AI, and honestly, it's a perfect analogy. It's becoming this universal standard that lets any AI agent just plug into different tools and live data streams, making them truly useful and, well, agentic.
So where are we actually seeing this stuff in the wild? Well, vertical AI is just exploding in industries that people used to think were, technophobic. We're talking healthcare, with tools that can automate a doctor's clinical notes. We're talking legal, with platforms generating complex documents in minutes. Even in real estate and home services. This isn't just slightly better software. This is real, tangible leverage.
Okay, for the final leg of our tour, let's look forward. Let's gaze right into the frontier. The report lays out 5 pretty bold predictions for where this whole universe is headed in just the next 1 to 2 years. First up, guess who's back? The browser. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's the one place where we live our digital lives, which makes it the perfect layer for an AI agent to watch what we're doing and act on our behalf. So get ready for a whole new wave of AI-native browsers from every major player. The browser wars are officially on again. Prediction number 2 is all about the insane pace of generative media. Think about it. 2024 was clearly the breakout year for images. This year, 2025, we're seeing that same massive inflection point for voice. So what's next? The report predicts 2026 will finally be the year that generative video crosses the chasm and becomes commercially viable at scale. Wild. Okay, this one is huge, especially for enterprise adoption. The next big wave of AI in business won't be unlocked by models that are a few percentage points better on some public benchmark. No way. It's going to be unlocked by private evaluation frameworks, evals, that can prove an AI works reliably and safely with a company's own specific data. Performance is table stakes. Confidence is the new currency. And finally, you knew this was coming, right? Don't count out the giants. As the quote says, the incumbents strike back. The big legacy enterprise players. They're waking up. And that's going to lead to a huge surge in M&A. They know they can't build all this stuff from scratch, so get ready to see them start buying their way into the AI era, snapping up the most promising startups. So, what does all this mean for you? Let's land this spaceship, let's bring our tour home, and boil it all down to the most critical takeaways. Think of it as a founder's field guide for actually navigating this new AI cosmos. Here are the quick and dirty navigation tips. First, remember that memory and context are your new moats. A product that actually remembers a user's world is going to be incredibly sticky. Second, reimagine workflows as systems of action, not just boring old records. And finally, start treating the browser as your canvas. It's the new operating layer for truly agentic AI. And that brings us to the end of our journey. This AI universe, it's expanding faster than any of us can really comprehend, and it's creating these immense pockets of opportunity everywhere. The map is still being drawn for sure, but the frontier is very, very real. So the only question left is the one right there on your screen. How will you find your gravity?